Glad to have you with us here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader here. Thanks for stopping by as we are going to take one last look at our winners and losers from Kansas City Chiefs OTAs. We got a full list that we'll run through coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, folks, we continue our like battle with our fellow AFC West channels for the month of June. And you can see we're a little bit behind, but it is a close race. We are at 369 likes, which would normally be nice if we weren't trailing. Raiders report with a slight lead at 375. Broncos at 372. Do your part. Like the video on today's show, folks, and let's show why we have the best fans, not just in the AFC West, but in the entire National Football League. And stick it to Moose and Mitch, who've been talking a lot of smack about the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not going to let them get away with it. Hit that like button. We'll get started with today's show. Chiefs OTAs are in the books for the Kansas City Chiefs, and it was a very fascinating OTAs period for Kansas City. You didn't have 100% participation this go-round, as a lot of talk was made about Trey Smith, who is set to play this year on the franchise tag. He's looking for a new deal. He wasn't there. Travis Kelce missed some time. Those are some of the more notable names. But of the guys that were there, they made their presence known and made quite the impact, including running back Isiah Pacheco, who we'll start with today on our winners list. A lot of eyes on Isiah Pacheco this offseason as he is returning after a down year in 2024. He was banged up for most of the season, came back, didn't look like his old self. And there was a lot of people calling for the Chiefs to go another direction and to replace Pacheco. The Chiefs stood by and said, Pacheco's our guy. They drafted Rashard Smith, but he's not expected to be the RB1. And the big question with Isiah Pacheco, will he get back to form? Can he return to his old self? Well, so far, according to Andy Reid, he seems pretty confident. He said this on Isiah Pacheco. He looks good physically. He looks real good. He put on a couple of pounds and good weight. He's gotten himself down there a little bit last year and leaned up. But, man, I think he looks tremendous right now. And Pacheco, he said that, hey, he wanted to get back to his previous form, that he had lost a bit too much weight from that injury, that was why he didn't feel like his normal self prior. And he says that he's at the playing weight he wants to be. His speed is back. And for all the question marks and the concerns about Kansas City's running game in 2025, if the offensive line does its part and we get the Isiah Pacheco that we saw prior to this injury, literally the Isiah Pacheco from week 2 against the Cincinnati Bengals, then the run game is going to be okay. Everything's going to be just fine. This is great news. This is a great step in the right direction. Does it mean that it's going to last? Does it mean we're going to see it when it actually matters? No, it doesn't. But it's a positive first step for Isiah Pacheco and the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm happy about it. And I think that Pacheco, if all goes right, he can have a big year in 2025. Will Isiah Pacheco have a bounce-back season? Predicted for me on our pinned comment today. You got 2 options here. Type Y for yes, in for no. If you know ball, prove it in the comments and tell us what you think. Give us your prediction if Pacheco's going to bounce back or not. Folks, I want to make sure you subscribe to the Kansas City Chiefs Report as we're bringing you daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day. Live shows each and every Tuesday. Breaking news. Look, we're on edge. I got my phone out here just waiting to see if something happens, folks. And if there is a trade, a big signing, an injury, an arrest, we will bring you a video as quick as we can here on the channel because we care about you. We are just built different around here, folks. I want to get at least 20 subs off today's video. Turn on your notifications. That way you're the first to know when we have new content here on the channel. Subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/ChiefsTV. You'll be glad you did. Next up, let's go to the king himself, Kingsley, at the offensive guard spot. A new position for him after moving over from the offensive tackle position. And Kingsley, I got to say, everything we've heard is all good. It's all good about Kingsley so far to this point. And, this transition, it makes sense for him to play guard. Not only do the Chiefs have a need at the left guard spot, but he doesn't have the longest arms. And maybe this transition is something that he needed to maximize his potential and his capabilities. This might be a more natural position for him as he is making this transition. Andy Reid is singing his praises, saying this. First of all, he has experience, and then he looks even more comfortable there. He seems to be picking it up well. Not that we're going full speed contact, but he has an opportunity to go against Chris Jones, and that surely will help him for the season. Now, I proceed with caution when I hear this about Kingsley, because at this time last year, when he was set to start at left tackle, which he did at the beginning of the season, Andy Reid was saying pretty much the exact same things he's saying now. Look at this guy. We found our solution. We got a first-round quality left tackle in the second round, and this is going to be our guy. He's doing a great job, this, that. And I wanted to believe the hype in Kingsley last year. And then we saw what happened. It did not go so well, and last year basically turned into a redshirt season for him. So do I think that Kingsley is better suited to play the guard spot? Absolutely. Do I think he has a better chance to succeed there compared to if he was playing left tackle? Yes. Yes, I do. I think all those things are true. But I'm not going to be fooled again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Let's see it when it actually matters with Kingsley. I hope that he delivers. Now, the good thing for Kansas City is if he doesn't, you still have Jalen Moore potentially could move over. Mike Caliendo also is another option. We'll talk about him more coming up later. But let's wait and see. Be patient with Kingsley. We'll see. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball now. And this is where we find Jaden Hicks, who is stepping into a new full-time starting role after the departure of Justin Reid. He led the Chiefs in interceptions a season ago. And in OTAs, it was fascinating. He had a very tough assignment. He had to go up against Xavier Worthy, who is the fastest player on this football team, the fastest player in the NFL for that matter. And Xavier Worthy, of course, had a great rookie season. He was really good in the second half of the year as he was the Chiefs' leading receiver among pure wide receivers. How did Jaden Hicks do going up against Xavier Worthy? Well, if you ask Jaden Hicks, he did pretty good. Yeah, so it was a corner blitz. I know I got this one. Seen Xavier Worthy, so, that's a speedy guy. Just try to stay on top of him, obviously. Just make the play. And, yeah, that just shaped out for me. Made a big play on Xavier Worthy. And he's been making plays throughout OTAs so far to this point. And, I like Justin Reid. I was hoping that he would stay, but he got an opportunity with New Orleans, and we wish him nothing but the best. But I think that Jaden Hicks is going to be an upgrade from Justin Reid. I do not think you're going to see any fall off at all. I think that position is going to be better, and Jaden Hicks is just getting started, folks. I'm excited to see what this guy is going to do in 2025. If you're going toe-to-toe with Xavier Worthy with that type of speed, then that's a very, very good sign of what's to come going forward with him. Let's see him continue to step up, to show up, and show out there. Who's the winner from Chiefs OTAs? I've already named 3. I got 2 more to get to. We got the losers list as well. Give me a name, whether it's somebody we've talked about or haven't talked about. Weigh in the comments section. Tell me a name that comes to mind. Next up, we find running back Elijah Mitchell. The Chiefs signed him from the San Francisco 49ers. He did not play at all last season as he was out with an injury that sidelined him. He had a fantastic rookie season, but his numbers have been down ever since. He's got a lot of raw speed and athleticism he brings to the table. He's a very good pass catcher, but his big drawback has been his health. And with the Chiefs drafting Brashard Smith, it's not a guarantee that Elijah Mitchell is going to make this roster already with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt there. But for Elijah Mitchell, so far, he's doing what he needs to do to earn a spot. Matt Derrick of Chiefs Digest writes this: Pacheco, Hunt, Smith. Can the Chiefs keep 4 running backs on the roster? Reid tells players every year that it's their job to make it difficult on coaches to cut them. And so far, Mitchell is doing that. He displayed the speed that helped him collect 1,100 yards from scrimmage in 2021 as a rookie for San Francisco. Injuries have curtailed his last 3 seasons, including a hamstring injury that wiped out his 2024 campaign. If Mitchell remains healthy, Mitchell and Smith can provide the lightning to the thunder. Lightning to the thunder. Thunder from Pacheco and Hunt. He's making a strong case. And that's what you ask. That's what you want to see, is a strong case to be made there and make that decision more difficult for Andy Reid and company to do that when the time comes. I think that's a very great thing. And if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, it's better to have more than not enough. If it comes at the end of the day that they do end up having to cut Elijah Mitchell, I mean, then that tells me that they're doing really good at the running back position, that things have worked out pretty dang well. But if he sticks around, hopefully we get more of the version that we saw from his rookie year in San Francisco, but that's at least a step in the right direction. Up next, we find Jalen Royals at the wide receiver spot, the rookie out of Utah State, the 4th rounder. And this guy has impressed throughout all the offseason program, from minicamp to OTAs now. He's continued to shine, and there's more and more talk that he could pass up Juju right away and be that number 4 receiver within this Chiefs offense. And he's already won over his head coach, Andy Reid. Andy saying this: Royals looks like he's a sharp kid. He works hard. He's strong, a little bit like Rasheed that way. Probably more like Rasheed than Worthy. He's got a little bit more beef to him, thick lower body. But again, strong, and he picks stuff up. He doesn't say a whole lot. He's very, very quiet, but he picks things up and does a nice job with it. He's progressing nicely. He's coming along and doing what he needs to do. And, you know, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, like we talked about, you know, with the running back spot, you want to have some tough decisions to make, right? With Jalen Royals, I want to see him come along enough and Juju play well enough, and Nico for that matter too, where it's actually easy for you to say goodbye to Sky Moore, okay? And with Jalen already looking this good, to me, that's a very good sign for all of that. And putting together, I think, what's going to be the best receiving core we've seen in Kansas City in years. Do you believe in Jalen Royals? You got 2 options here. Be honest with me. Type B for believe, D for don't. Way in the comments section. Tell us what you think. We'll get to the losers list in a moment. But first, folks, we have Chiefs Unstoppable Polos on sale now at chatsports.com/unstoppable. Free shipping available on these fantastic polos, whether you're wearing it on the golf course, a business meeting. This is great for every occasion. And you don't want to miss out on your opportunity to get yours now. Chatsports.com/unstoppable is where you can find these. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. We also have other Chiefs merchandise for your liking at that same link. That's chatsports.com/unstoppable to get yours now. The losers list. I'll go 2 names for you. We'll go with Mike Caliendo at the offensive guard spot and Nohl Williams as well. And let's start with Caliendo's situation. Kingsley is favored to win the left guard spot. And it's not that Caliendo has necessarily done anything wrong right now. It's just that everything has been about Kingsley. And Caliendo is just not being discussed as a real threat. Now, there's 2 ways you could look at that potentially. It could be where you're saying to yourself, all right, they're not talking about me. They're not saying bad things, but they're not saying good things either. But I still rather be talked about complimentary-wise than be ignored. And Kingsley is being complimented while Caliendo is not right now. Meanwhile, with Nohl Williams, he's been called out by multiple coaches in OTAs. He's a rookie. I'm not reading much into it, but it does land him on the losers list because you don't want to be on the wrong end of Spags and these guys here. Long term, I don't think it's a huge issue. It's growing pains. You know, this is supposed to be the time for learning and growing and getting better. And you're a rookie. It's okay to make mistakes. But hopefully you'll learn from it and get better from there. And, you know, he's got work to do. And maybe that just makes it easier to start veterans like Christian Fulton rather than turning Nohl Williams right away. Maybe, we talk about the decision with Jalen Watson of what to do with him as he enters the final year of his contract. Maybe that just makes it easier where, you know what, let's go ahead and keep Jalen now, and then we can discuss down the line about what to do with him and let Nohl continue to learn how the NFL works and our schemes and all that. So it's not the end of the world by any stretch. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here on the Chiefs Report.